You then, my son, be strong in the favour that is in Messiah Yahusha. And what you have heard from me among many witnesses, entrust these to faithful men, who shall be competent to teach others as well. Suffer hardship with us as a good soldier of Yahusha Messiah. Again, military language, isn't it? No one serving as a soldier gets involved in the affairs of this life. Everybody is obsessed with the affairs of this life, about the next election, about the Middle East, about wars, about guns, about LGBTQIA, B, C, D, E, F. Everybody's obsessed with everything of the world, but nobody's obsessed with Yahusha. And that's the one we're supposed to be serving. Put your blinders on like a racehorse and leave it all alone. Who cares? I mean, you can watch it, you can watch the news and you can see what's going on, but don't get involved in stupid conversations about that stuff. It means nothing to us. The whole bastard is going to burn in a few short years. No one enlisting as a soldier gets involved in the affairs of this life. Why? In order to please him who enlisted you as a soldier. If anyone competes in a game, he is not crowned unless he competes according to the rules. These are the rules of conduct. These are the rules of engagement in the battle. Trustworthy is the word. For if we died with him, we shall also live with him. If we let the filth drop into the cocoon, if we let it drop, he will raise us up new in him. If we endure, we shall also reign with Yahusha. Reign with Yahusha. If we deny him, he shall deny us. If we are not trustworthy, if we're not faithful, he remains, he's still trustworthy. For it is impossible for him to deny himself. Remind them of this, earnestly witnessing before the Master, not to wage verbal battles, which is useless. Your words, if not prompted by Yahusha's Spirit, are useless. Idle words, useless to the overthrowing of the hearers. Do your utmost to present yourselves approved to Elohim, a worker who does not need to be ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. Rightly handling. Can he trust you to handle his word? Can he trust you to read it correctly through his Spirit, through the right context? Not cherry picking and not taking it all back to the ridiculous idea of Yahuwah sitting on the throne and Yahusha sitting on his knee. Like it's ridiculous. Titus, show yourself to them an example of good works in all things. In teaching, show uncorruptness, seriousness, sounding of speech beyond reproach, in order that the opponent is put to shame, having no evil word to say about you. That's how you have your opponent smacked in the face. They've got nothing on you. They've got nothing bad to say about you. Even if they violently disagree with you and violently hate your guts, they've got nothing to say because of your behaviour, the 9 fruits we're going through. Yahusha showing you how to win every battle. Servants should be subject to their own masters, to be well-pleasing in every way, not back-talking, not stealing, but showing all good faithfulness so that they adorn the teaching of Yahuwah our deliverer in every way. That word masters is interesting. Who's our master today apart from Yahusha? Who are our masters? A servant. Who are we servants to? If not Yahusha, but in our fleshly lives, who are we servants to? Who are our masters? Well, if you understand Yahusha's behaviour, everybody is our master. Can you go there for your children? Can you go there for your wife? Can you become your wife's servant? Can you allow your wife to be master over you? Husbands, Hebrew roots husbands, scriptural husbands, no, she has to respect me. Can you become a servant to your wife? Can you let her be right in everything? Can you let her wear the pants and rule the roost and watch what happens? Can you do that? This is an example. Can you do it for your bosses? Can you do it for your children, your co-workers, all the people that you think you are more superior to in status? Can you humble yourself? That's the next word we're going into. Can you become like that? Be faithful to Yahusha? Might seem humiliating, but isn't that what Yahusha did? Didn't he get down and do the lowly servantal thing of washing their feet? Washing all the filth and grime and dung off their feet? Something the servants did. Didn't he teach them about the behavior when he did that? Do not be afraid of what you are about to suffer. Suffer. Don't be afraid of it. If you got this behavior, you're blameless. Because see, the devil is about to throw some of you into prison in order to try you, and you shall have pressure 10 days. Be faithful until death, and I shall give you the crown of life. Now, if we don't, let's say we live in a safe country and we don't have to see physical death, you're still going to have pressure, and there's many different prisons you can be in inside yourself. Many different situations that you can be in with different people which are in slavery. It feels like a prison if you allow it to be, and you just want to run for your life. But he says, be faithful until the death. Death of what? Death of you, maybe the death of them too. You got to be faithful unto death. And I shall give you the crown of life. You can start experiencing that now. They shall fight with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Master of masters, Sovereign of sovereigns. And those with him are called, chosen, and faithful. Do you know if you're called or not? Do you know if you're chosen? Or are you still floundering about on that? Are you faithful? None of the chosen scriptures above refer that the scriptures, the vein that I've chosen in this study of trustworthy or faithful, none of the scriptures that I've chosen above refer to the trustworthiness of Elohim. No, there's thousands. His word is not talking about the trustworthiness of Elohim or the trustworthiness of his word, or ultimately Yahusha either, who laid down the behavioral blueprint for us through his transition, life, death, resurrection, and ascension as Elohim. Following in his footsteps to the death of our fleshly selves makes us faithful as he is. So again, none of the chosen scriptures above refer to the faithfulness of Elohim, because that's easy. The Psalms are full of them, full of scriptures about how faithful and kind and loving and trustworthy is our Elohim and all this. So we know that he's trustworthy. None of the chosen scriptures above refer to the faithfulness of Elohim, but of his followers. This study is about the fruits of the Spirit that we have to attain. The question of belief, faith, trust is usually aimed at Yahusha, isn't it? Do we believe? Can I really believe and trust him? I don't know if I trust him anymore because he did this. Yet, this is listed as a fruit, which we, his bride, must mature and be clothed in. Therefore, the ultimate question gets flipped from can we trust him to can he trust us? Can he believe in us? Can he count on us? Are we good and faithful, trustworthy stewards and servants and followers in the way and the new life we've been given as a free gift? Modeling ourselves on him and those who met him in the scriptures? Are we good and faithful servants? Are we one of those servants that is a refreshment to our master, like snow in the middle of summer? Or do we murmur and complain and grumble and resent him for each blessing that comes along? As we keep one eye on the Egypt we were forced to leave, apparently. Forced to leave Egypt. Do we take on the attributes of Yahusha's new bridal elect in their joy and celebration for eternal life? Or do we resemble his old wicked bride, still being held up as an example of what we should become by those who deny Yahusha's Elohimhood? They refuse to accept that Yahusha is Elohim. They won't. They tell us we have to look back at the 12 tribes, we have to look back at Hebrews, we have to look back at all the Hebrew movements and the roots and everything of it. We have to lift up the Hebrew and do this and do that. Always. Just like the first bride. And how does he feel about his first bride? Do we resemble the behavior of his first bride? Or are we resembling the behavior of his second bride, which is elated, waiting for eternal life? Yahusha hated his old bride's behavior, divorced her, and now transitioned through the wilderness workings of a small few who are waiting and watching for his soon return. Those who are done with this world and its ways and have their eyes firmly fixed on the new city, whose builder and maker is Yahusha Elohim. That's where our eyes have to be. Yeah, we've got to walk in amongst them. We've got to walk the highways and byways. We've got to go to work, and we've got to go to the shops, and we've got to do this, and we've got to do that. We've got to live our lives, but our eyes are fixated on the new city that's coming, whose builder and maker is Yahusha Elohim. So which bride do you resemble? You. Which bride do you resemble in your behaviour? Are you a good and faithful servant, opening and listening and seeking to take just the very little? If you've only been in Yahusha a short time, you may not feel very talented, gifted, able to do much at all. But the very little that he has given you, that he is entrusting with you, are you willing to invest it? Are you willing to bring out the talents and invest it and bring out a dividend? Are you willing to be faithful in what he gives you in your voice? Which bride do you resemble? Are you trustworthy in what's given you? Are your talents being used or wasted? I'm not talking about talents as in musical talents or fleshly talents. I'm talking about talents as in anything he's given you to do. That's really what a work is, a behaviour. Anything that he's told you to do is something he wants you to do. It's a talent. Are they being wasted? Is he still knocking on the door of your heart, getting no response? Will you be called a wise and faithful servant at Yahusha's imminent return? Remember, there's only a few years left. Not long, brothers and sisters. We're in the wilderness. It's already begun, and it's going to end before the time. Those of you who are obsessed with charts, he's got to come back early. Otherwise, no flesh will survive. Look at what the world's doing to itself. We have to get this together, brothers and sisters. This behaviour, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness. And we're coming into gentleness and self-control this week as well. We have to put these on like garments, multi-layered garments for any kind of weather. We peel one off, we put it back on. We have the portal open on our hearts that we take when we're confronted with a situation. Just take a breath, go into your portal, into the throne room of Yahusha, and he gives you a fruit. Do this one in this situation. Oh, this situation, be careful. Just be patient. Be joyous, peaceful, kind, loving, gentle. So brothers and sisters, these are blowing my brains out, these fruits, because there's nothing else worth talking about, really. All knowledge and gifts, prophecies, everything's just going to fade away because we need to know this love. And by doing the first fruit, love, all the other 8 fruits come along with it. So these are the royal laws we've been entrusted, commanded actually to do. So that's long enough for this video, guys. I'll be back shortly. Love you.